Hey, what's going on? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Hazeeq, and in this video we're going to be taking a look at Injective. I do want to say that I'm not a financial advisor. You should do your own research before investing money into crypto. So Injective dropped from this channel up pattern that we were in, and we even dropped below our supposed target at $16.29, and we also dropped slightly below our support here at $14.30. That's also our 1.272 at the Fibonacci retracement here, and we also retested the 1.414 at 11.5 cents. And what we did is we took the local top here from December 2024, the bottom from November 2024, and essentially when you lose this bottom here, that is your technical target. So in this case, it's around $10. We didn't end up dropping that low on Injective. In fact, I was giving a buy alert on Telegram in our patrons Telegram chat regarding Injective because it was sitting in a big support block on the weekly chart. But right now we're on the daily. I just want to point out this resistance over here, and we also had a support trend line over here, but we lost that obviously and we capitulated down. If we take a look at the RSI on the daily, we are very close to the oversold at the moment. So these are good buying opportunities for anyone who is looking to get into Injective, and perhaps you were buying maybe above even $30 earlier in 2024. Now is your opportunity to dollar cost average. Of course, on Patreon, we were getting into Injective all the way back down here in September 2022 at $1.40. And with staking right now, my average has gone down to around $1.09. So there's not a lot to cover here. It's just a massive black swan event. It's bigger than what we had during COVID in terms of billions of dollars liquidated. And this is not as scary as the FTX crash, because that was literally at the end of the bull market, and that during that period of time, everyone was expecting pretty much everything to go down to zero. So if you survived that, you can definitely survive this. And again, I'm not a financial advisor, but this is where I would be getting some more Injective. Let's switch over to the weekly chart. And before we continue with the video, I want to give a quick shout out to my Patreon. If you're interested in getting more exclusive content, you want to support me as a creator, and you like what you're seeing here on YouTube and you want more, feel free to check out the Patreon. That's definitely a place for you. There's a 7-day free trial, which means you can get access to all of my content since the inception of the page. So that means you get podcasts, low cap gems, technical analysis, project reviews, and a whole bunch of other stuff. We try to do posts there on a daily basis. We cover airdrops and a lot of stuff that we don't really cover on YouTube because we don't have as much time. And of course, because patrons get more stuff and more content. And if you're interested in that, the link is down below in the description. Thank you all. Let's continue on with the video. We're on the weekly, and you can clearly see this is the block that I was referring to between $15.85 down to $13.30. And we added this block based on these touches from November 2021 and August 2021. These were two peaks in the latter half of 2021, and we got rejected from that into this massive bear market. After that, we started climbing with our wave 1, we had our wave 2, massive wave 3, now we have our wave 4, which is an extended wave 4, okay? And this is a, if I can just bring out my, there we go. So this would be an A, B, and C correction, and hopefully this is our C leg down, and this is the end of the wave 4 correction. So we're gonna take this wave 4 and drag it all the way down there. So as long as the wave 4 bottom doesn't go below the wave 1 high, which is currently at $9, we are good for continuation, okay? So from the top there in March 2024, we corrected down 78%. That is quite a hefty correction. I'm not gonna lie, that's a hefty correction, but We have been through these corrections before. Like I said, this is nothing new. You can see how calm I am in my voice. It's not something to be worried about. Of course, I'm not telling you to sell your house and put it into Injective. I'm simply saying that these are good buying prices. If you wish to dollar cost average, bring down your average price. Perhaps this is the time to be doing that. We're sitting at a massive support on the weekly. The RSI on the weekly has come down significantly, especially if you look at where we were back in December 2023. This is, this was extreme greed over here, extreme greed at like $40. And right now we came back down, and from here we can have that one last massive move to the upside that will hopefully take us to at least $111. So from the current values, you're looking at 564% to the upside. That is our expectation for Injective, and you can start taking profits maybe earlier than that. You can take a look at the 1.272, at the 1.414 before you start selling at the 1.618. You want to be dollar cost averaging out of the markets as you are dollar cost averaging into the markets. And the stochastic also has come down. As you can see, this is something we discussed in our previous Injective video. If we come back down on the weekly here, this is going to be a very good buying opportunity, just like how this was a good buying opportunity back in the first half of 2024. We crashed after that March peak, or rather this was already March. Let me just correlate that with the price action chart here. So this was March and we were already down. So this was a massive divergence between the price action and the stochastic here. So when we were peaking out in terms of our price, the stochastic was already in the oversold. Okay, so that was a massive divergence, and that was one of our potential looking glasses into the future. And right now what happened here is that the stochastic capitulated along with the price. So it wasn't a divergence, it just simply followed what the market was doing. Okay? And we had a bearish cross on the MACD over here. And this is, at the moment, this is confirming a downtrend, but hopefully we can start recovering with the sentiment quickly switching back to bullish after a few maybe new crypto executive orders signed by Trump, maybe some bullish news coming from a Gulf country in the Arab Gulf announcing that they're buying Bitcoin, or they have been buying Bitcoin, and this will hopefully reverse the trend for us. But yeah, at the moment this is like a downtrend for Injective. There's no doubt about that. We're going to add this over here. So that is essentially our channel down pattern for Injective. You can look at this like a massive flag, right? This could be a massive flag pattern, bullish flag with a, target that's, hold on, why is it doing that? It's not supposed to be doing that. Okay. So what you do is you take the flag and you place it at the point of breakout. So wherever the breakout is going to occur, that is your target. Also, let's bring in the 200 EMA. So let's remove all of the other EMAs here. Okay, and let's take a look at the 200 EMA because this is something that we retested. All right, the purple line over here is the 200 EMA on Injective. It's right there in the red block, in that red support block, and that was a good area to target. Like if you targeted the 200 EMA, which I have on my charts, I talked about it extensively over the course of the past few years. 200 EMA is a very important level to hold during a crash, because if you lose that, then it's not a good sign. It is definitely not a good sign. But if we bring back the 55 and the 20 EMAs, they just had a cross on the weekly. So this is a negative sign. This is a bearish cross. And usually this is a sign of a continuation of a downtrend. Now, sometimes we do have these quick bearish and bullish crosses together when there is such events as the one that we just had, which is, officially a black swan. And if you take a look at what happened in March 2000, actually we don't have the chart for Injective from back in March 2020. That's right. But if you take a look at the March 2020 chart, for any altcoin, you take a look at what happened there, And during that time period, we have a massive correction. Even on Bitcoin, we had a bearish cross similar to this one here. And then soon after, we had a bullish cross because the markets just continued pumping into the bull market. And that's what I'm expecting here for Injective. But we're sitting in a bullish pattern here, bullish flag, a breakout taking us to $110 is on the table in my opinion. Anything past that, I would be careful, right? I don't want to give you massive targets just because I like big numbers and big round numbers, but we want to be conservative, and if you're okay with leaving 10 to 15% in case we get to $200, then by all means, that's up to you, but I would much rather sell early than be sorry waiting for these higher price targets. But that's it from me. Let me know what are your expectations from Injective. Thank you all for watching this video. Stay safe and goodbye.